What's going on, smart people? It is the day after the qualifying exam. I feel so much better rested. I slept for like 45 minutes last night. It was fantastic. But this next week is going to be the first full week of this next semester of grad school. Last week was the first week technically, but it was really only 2 days, so it doesn't really count. But this next week, it's all of the classes, and today I want to talk about the books, the textbooks specifically that I will be using for those classes. As I mentioned before, this semester I'm taking a course in quantum mechanics. It's my second semester course, a course in statistical mechanics, and a course in quantum field theory. Now, for those textbooks, for quantum mechanics, I will primarily be using Sakurai's textbook. I think it's a fantastic graduate level textbook. If you are just now starting to get into quantum mechanics, this is not the book for you. This is very formal in my opinion, but it presents things at the level of rigor which I can appreciate the most. I'm not a huge Griffiths quantum mechanics person. Love Griffiths for E&M, but the quantum mechanics book, it's not too great. Actually, I made a video in undergrad where I was talking about undergrad textbooks that I recommended, and I recommended Griffiths at the time, but now looking back, I'm like, what was I thinking? It's not a fantastic book. It really isn't. I'm also taking a course, as I mentioned, in statistical mechanics, and the textbook for that, which I don't actually have, I still have to order it, is Statistical Mechanics by Pathria, I think is how it's pronounced. Now, I've looked at some reviews online, and it's hit or miss. Some people like the book, some people don't like it. They say that it can be a little bit hand-wavy with motivating certain equations, and instead of normal, maybe StatMech/Thermo books, it jumps right into StatMech without much or any motivation of thermodynamics, so it assumes a lot of prior knowledge on basic quantum mechanics and thermodynamics. So, I mean, I guess it's good that we all sort of have that, but it would be nice to have a book that has, you know, kind of a preface to StatMech. So if any of you actually have references or recommendations, for graduate level statistical mechanics, please throw them my way, and I would actually really appreciate that. The final course, as I mentioned, is Quantum Field Theory. More specifically, it's Quantum Field Theory 2, and there's a couple books I'm going to be using for this. The primary book are the lecture notes by Pierre Van Bael. I'm not sure if I pronounced that properly. Rest in peace. It's a set of maybe 125 pages or so of lecture notes that he compiled for quantum field theory, and that's the main thing that we're going to be doing. The notes are available online, but I will probably still get a book copy myself just because I like something a bit more tangible. And in addition to that, I have my Quantum Field Theory textbook by Schwartz, which I am just loving so far. This is a fantastic book, and it spends almost an equal amount of time on the canonical quantization approach and the path integral approach. This semester of quantum field theory is all path integrals, so it's been pretty good for that. But I do actually like Pierre's notes for path integrals because it seems a little bit more of a gentle introduction, which I can really appreciate. And this is, for this, path integrals start, what is it? It's chapter 14, and at this point it more or less assumes that you've read the first 13 chapters, so you can't, for this, necessarily jump straight into the path integral without going pretty deep through the second quantization. But that's it. Those are the books that I'm going to be using for this semester. I like them so far. I'd like you guys to let me know in the comments section what statistical mechanics books you recommend. Even if it's undergraduate level, it's really just not my forte at this point, so if it's a gentle introduction, that's fine. Just something to supplement the book that we will be using for the course. So please let me know in the comments section what you recommend, and I will see you guys there.